Hey guys, welcome back to another math lesson. Today we are going to hit on direct variation, which is going to be a lot of review, and I think you're going to catch on pretty quick. So, direct variation is just another way. Let me back up. The formula, the equation for direct variation is y equals kx. Now, when you were in sixth grade, that k was a different letter, but it basically means the same thing. Now, k we call the COP. It is the constant of proportionality. I'm like, I don't know what that is. That's just another way to say unit rate, which is how much one thing is. And the constant of proportionality is just another way to say constant of variation. Constant of variation. And all of these are just different ways to say that this relationship is going to be proportional. So all that to say that all of these things are just proportional relationships, which means it's a straight line. It goes through the origin. Each thing costs the same amount, and there has to be a direct correlation between the x's and the y's. To find all of this, to find k, our formula is y divided by x. So slope, when we talk about slope, we look at the change in y versus the change in x. For direct variation, we're just looking straight from the y divided by x. So we're looking for those multiplication relationships. We're looking for those division relationships. There's no extra step. It's straightforward. So let's look at a table. If I have an x and y, and again, in a table, x is always on top. If I have 4, 12, 36, and 60, and then y's I've got 0.29, 0.87, 2.61, and 4.35. And I thought you were thinking, oh, this is going to be easy because I know how to multiply. Now we've got some weird decimals. This is a little different. So the first thing I want to do is calculate my k. So step 1, calculate k. And k is y divided by x. I would always try to pick which y and which x together that you think are going to be the easiest. I'm going to go with these two. So you can pick any two, and you're going to divide y divided by x. So which one is the y? 0.87. And which one is the x? 12. Take a minute and divide those two. Yeah, you got a pretty weird decimal. You got 0.0725. So that is my k. That's step 1. Now we have to decide, okay, so that one is 0.0725. Are all of them 0.0725? Because remember, with a proportional graph, they have to be exactly a straight line. And if one of these coordinates falls out of this proportion, then it won't be a straight line anymore. So my next step, and as tedious as it just is, you have to check each pair. Do not assume that they're all going to be, oh, this one was this, because there might be one that's not. And if that one isn't, then it breaks the whole system down and this relationship is no longer proportional. So let's check the first one. 0.29 divided by 4. 0.29 divided by 4. It is 0.0725. Now, let's think, okay, I don't like dividing. I mean, I don't mind dividing, but I'm just thinking you probably are like, I don't like to divide. Well, we also know that like the opposite of dividing is to multiply. So if the relationship to get from my x to my y is to multiply by this number, I could multiply 0.0725 times 4, 0.0725 times 36, and 0.0725 times 60. And if all of those get me to my y, then I'm good. It works because that's just another way you can check it. So what is 0.0725 times 4? It is 0.2900. What about 0.0725 times 36? Yep, that one comes out to 2.61. So that one works. What about 0.0725 times 60? 4.35. So since this one matched here, this one matched here, this one matched here, and this one matched there. That's the one I figured out. So since every one checked and it works, this is a direct variation. It is a proportional relationship. I could write my equation as y equals 0.0725x. Nope. Y equals 0.0725x because multiplying by the x gets me to the y as demonstrated in all of these situations. And remember, I found this number by dividing y divided by x. Right here. Y divided by x is how I found k, and k is what I'm multiplying by to get from my x to my y. So think of this as proportionality. Think of it as unit rate. You're just figuring out how much one thing is and then seeing if it follows that same rule for everything. Good luck.